Hello and welcome again to this edition of FiTV. I'm your host, Brad Swanson. We are coming to you not from our headquarters at Florida Internet and Television, but literally across the street from Florida's capital. We are joined today by On3 PR's President and CEO, Christina Johnson. Christina, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
All right, so you are one of the Obi-Wans of corporations or initiatives that want to push their message into that capital. What are the biggest things you're seeing, you and your peers? Like, talk to me about the big messages that people are trying to send over there so they get some hopeful votes for whatever they're pushing.
Well, you know, it's a new year here, new administration. Everyone's very excited. Some of the same issues. We always have healthcare. We always have education. A lot of environment now. We're talking, we have a Republican governor that's actually supporting an environmental package. Right. And I think that's terrific, and it's exciting time. I mean, you know, when you look back at maybe 20 years ago when Jeb Bush and Frank Brogan were coming on board, it's that type of Republican excitement. Right. You had Governor Rick Scott in 2010 kind of coming into a recession, so his mantra of jobs, jobs, jobs really resonated and did well. So this is a great time to start some really big projects.
Yeah.
And so,
well, thank you for walking me down memory lane. It reminded me of the darker stages of my hair color, and now here I sit.
Hey,
right? We're it all comes out of a bottle these days,
yes,
so it's all good.
Yes, it does.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about some of the big issues. You and I were talking beforehand on a couple issues. Let's run them down. What is On3 PR working on for this session?
Well, interesting. A new issue we have is the assignment of benefits issue. We represent the Restoration Association of Florida, kind of the mom and pops of water restoration contractors, and they're kind of getting painted with a broad brush of some of those other contractors kind of fly into Florida after a big storm and ask for money half up front, and then you don't see them again, and they take off, versus the insurance companies. So we are not the big bad folks that are coming in and taking all that money, and we're not with the insurance companies. We're really the middle guy, the mom and pops that are coming in, and when you call someone at 2 o'clock in the morning after a storm or a burst pipe, we come in and fix it and bill the insurance companies, and the insurance companies are either not paying or underpaying, and the homeowner's stuck in the middle, the small mom and pop folks are stuck in the middle, and so it's a great issue to get behind, and it's not always black and white. There's some gray up the middle.
Well, and we had Representative Renner on, who chairs the Judiciary Committee, just the other day at FiTV Studios, and you know, he was talking about, look, we've got a lot of good actors in Florida that aren't, you know, defrauding the system, if you will. It's these bad, you know, one-off guys or folks that are literally like they're abusing the system. So that's probably an uphill battle, because I've got to imagine it's only the worst cases that are being brought to light in the conversation.
It really is, and you feel for those folks, and we don't deny that there's AOB reform that needs to happen, and we agree with CFO Petronas that in the next 60 days it does need to happen. But don't forget about the little guy. Don't paint that broad brush that you're forgetting the mom and pop shops who are our neighbors, our friends, our kids go to school together, and those are the people that you call in an emergency. So
all right,
don't forget us.
So let's move. So let's move to the next issue. So our industry is huge on diversity. We invest in it. We have programs. The LGBT community is totally embraced. Now you're part of a group that's working on some conversations about right to hire, right to what are you working on in that world?
Exactly, and that's a great. It's hard to believe in this day and age in the nation's third largest state that all LGBT folks are not protected.
Right.
And we have Florida Competes from more of a business side of it.
Right.
Fortune 500 companies, major employers, small mom and pops that say, we think it's wrong to be fired from your job if you're LGBT, denied housing, denied a restaurant here at Andrews, not that they would ever do something like that. But, 60% of Floridians have those local protections, but if we're going to compete in that global marketplace, we really have to have that 100%. Amazon headquarters too, looking here, they're going to go with a state that has those statewide protections.
So will it be a preemption in a matter of fact to go ahead and put some consistency in state law across the board?
I think all we're asking is you've got the Florida 1992 Civil Rights Act that just added pregnancy probably 2 or 3 years ago to that list of civil rights protections. All we're asking is LGBT have the same considerations.
Right, interesting. Yeah. All right, so I know there's one more. What's the other issue that you're working on?
Well, gosh, we are proud to represent Uber here.
Right.
So there's
We
there's
love
a lot.
using Uber.
Yes.
Right?
Oh,
right.
we were. We always use Uber. Uber
Right.
Eats. I'm a
Stephanie
fan on
Smith
direct
should
dial.
be sponsoring this show right now.
She should. She is terrific. And so now we're talking bikes and scooters.
Right.
So another transportation option to get you around downtown and beyond. So a lot of folks are getting in that space, and so that'll be a big issue coming up.
It's amazing to think, we go to these global cities and you go to DC and LA and you see the scooters everywhere, but Florida, like so many other states, their laws have to catch up with the technology. And how do you what's your plan, or if you will, or your process to educate legislators on catching Florida's law up?
Well, I think that folks like it. It's just really an individual city, county.
Right.
There's some cities that are these scooters on the sidewalk? Are they in a bike lane? Are they on the road? Are there certain areas where during spring break, do we want them there or not want them there
Right.
because of the existing traffic? So I think it's going to be a local case-by-case decision
Right.
on what's best for the local community on how they operate.
Well, we have a lot of amazing communications people in Tallahassee.
Yes,
you
we
are
do.
certainly on the top of the list of the
Thank
best
you.
folks in town.
Thank
We
you.
love working with you, and we appreciate your insights as one of the experts on how to communicate with the folks over there in the Capitol. So
Thank
we
you.
appreciate
Well,
you coming on.
programs like this help spread the word, so we appreciate
That's
it.
right. Well, we look forward to seeing whatever other amazing messages come out of On3 PR, and we'll be paying attention.
Thank
So,
you. Thank
great.
you, Brad.
Thanks, Christina. Appreciate you. That's all the time we have for today's episode. Please hit us up on our Facebook and our Twitter feeds. And for now, thanks for tuning in.